Okay, well, looks like Donald Trump has dodged a bullet. It looks like, no pun intended, by the way. All right, but looks like he dodged the fact that U.S. federal charges against Trump have been dismissed. Listen, you could hear some liberals crying right now. Man, they were really banking on this lawfare against them. They were really hoping on that. So, first of all, let's go ahead and bring up this video here for all you lovely, beautiful people to see, so all of you can see it firsthand.
Fox News alert just an hour after he sought to dismiss the election interference case against Donald Trump. Jack Smith has now filed a motion with the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals to dismiss the classified documents case against the former president.
Oh, my goodness gracious, cretaceous. So what happened? Well, as it stands right now, U.S. federal court charges against Trump dismissed. So a U.S. district court has granted special counsel Jack Smith's request to dismiss the federal case against President-elect Donald Trump, effectively ending the investigation into his conduct following the 2020 presidential election. You see, I warned so many of these vote blue, no matter who sycophants. Like, hey people, you guys better hope that you guys have a solid case against him, because if Trump does win, there's a good chance that all this could be blown out. Like, are you sure you want to go down this way? And I remember seeing so many liberals saying, yeah, well, guess what? Trump's going to jail. The walls are closing in. Trump's going to go to jail. We're going to get him. It was a dumb waste of time. So good luck, Democrats, because you got nothing. The charges were based on allegations that Trump tried to illegally overturn the results of the 2020 election, which, again, we have to really call into question a lot of these elections here in the United States, because every election, be it at the county level, city level, state level, or federal level in these United States, must be looked into, because election integrity is a thing that we are lacking in this country. Oh, it's a thing, folks. It truly is a thing. Which he lost to Joe Biden. Okay, well, hey, I don't know. Maybe we should look into that. And mishandled classified documents after leaving office in 2021. Trump has argued that the prosecution was politically motivated and claimed that the case was orchestrated by the Democrats. The court will grant the government's motion to dismiss the superseding indictment without prejudice. Prejudice should be included. Columbia District Judge Chuck Lynn wrote in her decision, citing the illegal immunity affording a sitting U.S. presidents. The document was published just hours after Smith filed motions to drop the charges against Trump. Trump's spokesman, Stephen Chung, welcomed the ruling. Today's decision by the Department of Justice ends the unconstitutional federal cases against President Trump and is a major victory of the rule of law, Chung said in a statement. The American people and President Trump want an immediate end to the political weaponization of our justice system, and we look forward to uniting our country, he added. Trump wrote on Truth Social on Monday that the charges against him were empty and lawless and should never have been brought. He previously threatened to fire Smith immediately upon starting his second term as president, describing the special counsel as a crooked person. Trump still faces a criminal case in Georgia, which, look, that criminal case in Georgia, in my opinion, it's a waste of time, okay? Trump is just going to walk away from that too, okay? I remember saying, hey, you better hope, you better pray, liberals, that prosecution team against Trump in Georgia, they are squeaky clean, and they weren't. Oh, they weren't. Trump still faces a criminal case in Georgia, which also alleges he ran a scheme aimed at overturning the 2020 election. In May, a New York jury, found Trump guilty of campaign finance violations. The sentencing has been postponed indefinitely. However, as with the other case against him, Trump denies any wrongdoing. Look, I got my criticism towards Trump, but I'm going to say this. Any other person would have broke under all these lawsuits that he was facing. Okay. But I knew that they were all frivolous. They were all pointless and a waste of time. All these people, all the Democrats, all the vote blue, no matter who's sycophants, were such a super fast rush to come after him. You had nothing, Democrats, and you've learned nothing.
We've got some breaking news out of D.C. David Spunt reporting right now. Special counsel Jack Smith is seeking to dismiss the Trump election interference case in Washington, D.C. We should note that this was expected. We've been reporting for a few weeks now that this would happen since the DOJ cannot prosecute a sitting president. Today, this news brings us one step closer to this case formally being dropped. The judge is going to need approval for this before anything is officially dismissed, as David's reporting, and that could come as soon as today. I believe David Spunt is up now. He's got this news for us. David.
Well, hey, Sandra, after almost 2 years of this Jack Smith saga, things seem to be ending for him. We just need the judge to sign off on it. After thousands of pages and hundreds of hours of interviews, it comes down to just 6 pages. Jack Smith, the special counsel, asking Judge Tanya Chutkan to dismiss this superseding indictment. This is the election interference case in Washington, D.C., where Donald Trump was charged with trying to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. Ultimately, Smith says that DOJ does not prosecute sitting presidents. This never went to trial. It was supposed to go to trial earlier this year. That never happened. So he's asking to dismiss this case. Separately, we're waiting to see if and how he's asking to move forward in the documents case in Florida.
Now, folks, the reason why I want to play this video here even further is because I said that there's going to be a reckoning coming here too, to a lot of the liberal Democrats, to a lot of the corporate media sellout people. You know, now Trump is in office and he has a majority in the Senate and House. If you don't think that he's not going to want his little revenge too, I mean, come on. We all know who Trump is. It's going to be a little bit of a petty party. What was this the risk that you wanted to do, Democrats? And are you somehow hoping that your followers are going to show up? Because so many people in the liberal sphere are disheartened. So many people are melting down on TikTok. So many people are just disengaging from politics. And this was a waste of time. It always was. It always was. Even in the off chance of, let's say, Trump was going to lose, right? Let's say he lost the election. Now, of course, I think the Democrats would be going full blown against him, but these were frivolous, pointless, wasteful, ignorant cases to bring up. Because, and the reason why I'm saying it is because look how hard, no pun intended. Look how hard, no pun intended, all these people are trying to go after Trump. Where's that same energy against our politicians in the United States Congress and Senate that do insider trading and other corrupt dealings? Where is that emotion, that anger, that fury against these same politicians who've made a career, decades in Washington, D.C.? I mean, are any of these politicians who've been called out doing insider trading ever going to be called out? Who have profited off of war and suffering? Who have dismissed the needs of the American people? I mean, where is our justice against our sitting congressmen and women in the Senate and House? Where's that same kind of fury and justice towards previous Democratic and Republican presidents like Bush Sr., Bill Clinton, Bush Jr., Obama, Biden? Because they've done some illegal things. They've done some corrupt things. Where's the fury at? Oh, that's right. It's easy to go after Trump because he looks like that Saturday morning cartoon villain. But whatever I said about noticing the villain, it's easy to see the mustache twirling villain who snickers and laughs in the night. But what about the evil that hides in the open, that pretends to be in the light, that puts on that fancy neoliberal mask? Where's that anger? You see, a lot of people aren't going to be invested into going after your favorite politician because, oh no, they've done some good things too, right? See, it's all shades of gray, and certain exceptions will be made because it's easy to go after Trump. It's easy to vilify him. But you want to know what's going to trigger a lot of Americans? When they wake up to the fact that all these politicians have done far more nefarious, disgusting crimes. See, Trump, he's open about who he is. These other politicians, speak to them in private. See their livelihoods behind the closed doors. You'll be vomiting for days because these are not good people.
You may say that case was dismissed this summer, and that's true. It was dismissed this summer. However, Jack Smith at the time. He didn't know Donald Trump was going to win, and he filed an appeal with the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals in Atlanta. We're told that he's also going to be filing something soon, winding down that case as well. So as of now, these cases are not officially dropped yet, but Smith is asking Judge Chutkan, who's expected to move along with it, and say, okay, we're going to drop this case because we cannot prosecute a sitting president. Separately, if I may add, President-elect Trump said that he would fire Jack Smith within, quote, 2 seconds of taking office. It doesn't appear that the president-elect will even have the opportunity to do that, because we've been reporting for several weeks now that Jack Smith will be gone at that point on January 20th at noon. He will have stepped down. So at some point over the next several weeks, he's going to step down. They're going to close up the special counsel office, and this case will not go to trial. So while it was expected, it's certainly a big deal to see that special counsel Jack Smith, who's been a thorn in the side of Donald Trump for over 2 years, is officially asking a judge to drop his case.
David Spunt, on that breaking news for us, just reading through the government's motion to dismiss this, it reads, quote, in part, quote, the government has conferred with the defense counsel who does not object to this motion. Big news, John.
Yep. So there you go. Look at it again. By the way, Torwin says Trump looks like a Girl Scout compared to the Biden crime family. You know, look, I view all these politicians as one the same. Everybody's correct. And the thing is, too, you know, and yes, will there be nefarious actions and policies done under the Trump administration? If I were to tell you no, no, that means a pod person took over and the original Kit Cabello passed away. Because, yes, I'm expecting corruption. I'm expecting nefarious deeds. But my goodness, all these presidents have done it. All of these politicians, they're all frauds. They're all corrupt. But in levels of corruption, hey, Trump put all of his stuff out there. He's upfront with who he is. Is there justice in this world? Yes and no. But before everyone says, let's get Trump, I'm going to say, hey, what about some of these other politicians that paved the way for somebody like Trump to come around? What about some of these politicians that took money from Trump and other billionaires and corporate entities and dark money? What about some of these politicians who've been in power and in politics for far longer than Trump has been in? What about these people? What about them? It was all a waste of time. And I always would get messages from people like, well, gee, Kit, maybe you should cover these trials and actually say that Trump's going to jail. Do I? Do I really? Because I'm going to say, what about all these other politicians? What about them? Well, no, they're good. Really? They're all good? Ha ha. I'm not believing that for 1 second. This was a waste of your money and mine. This was a waste of your time and mine. And now Trump's going to go on his little petty revenge. So there you go. By the way, you know, Trump ain't over on his time at Epstein's mansion, Epstein's Island. Yeah, that's true. By the way, you know who else was there? Bill Clinton and other famous, powerful people. Hey, what about that investigation into P. Diddy? Are we ever going to get that list or cameras or videos released of the P. Diddy parties? What about Epstein's black little book and all the clients in it? Folks, I hate to alarm you, but here's something that you should know. Most likely, possibly, that your favorite celebrity, actor, actress, influencer, social media trustworthy person, you know, anyone of the high echelon of society is probably in that black little book on Epstein's Island. Or either that have been to a Diddy party. Hey, Russell Brand, why you hold on to a hard-boiled egg next to P. Diddy? Ooh, maybe that was too gross. Maybe that was me being too mean. Maybe I need to be nicer. I should be nicer. But all this celebrity worship, all these politicians, they're going to be called out for the hack frauds that they are. All lies will be exposed. So, while our nation continues to be mugged by all these politicians, everyone's going to be focusing on Trump. And probably more liberals will be melting down. Why aren't the courts going after him? Ask yourself this. the person that you elected in office, do you really know them? Can you really trust them?